Alright, what is up YouTube? HPJ here, and I am trying to just, you know, comment section, you're gonna be on overdrive for me because the I'm doing an amalgamation of ice barrier announcements for the Frozen Chain structure deck. And, oh boy. Yeah. Someone's gonna have to sit me down and explain this because the cohesiveness for the ice barrier archetype, wow, there is none. Sorry to say this, ice barrier fans, they did you guys dirty, and I would not be surprised if they did you guys dirty to do cyber style better than this. And that's a dick move, Konami. It's a very big dick move to do that. And you did it TCG wise with the TCG structure deck for the Spirit Charmers. Here it is with this. I mean, Konami does have that track record. This even goes on to like early days of Yu-Gi-Oh! And just wow, just it keeps getting grimier and grimier. All right, so we have three new cards. We have one errata, and we have a lot of reprints. First off, new card, new monster. This is Attendant of the Ice Barrier. He's a level 2 water attribute warrior type monster. 500 attack, 300 defense. You can only use this card's name's first and second effect once per turn each. You can tribute this card so summon one level 5 or higher Ice Barrier monster from your hand. If this card is in your graveyard, except during the turn this card was sent to the graveyard, you can target one level 3 or higher water monster you control and have that monster lose 2 levels. And if you do, you can just summon this card, but it is banished when it leaves the field. Then, when we look here, the reprints. I didn't set anything back up. We have new Ice Barrier spell and trap. We have like 4 different names for this thing. We have the Crystalline Wall of the Ice Barrier, Crystal Wall of the Ice Barrier, and Clear Wall of the Ice Barrier. I don't know which name they're going to be picking in the TCG, but pick one. It's a continuous spell card. You can only activate one card with this card's name once per turn. When this card is activated, you can target one level 4 or lower Ice Barrier monster in your graveyard and so summon it. While you control 3 or more Ice Barrier monsters you control are unaffected by activated effects from any of your opponent's monsters special summoned from the extra deck. Excuse me. Then we have Pulse of Trishula, normal trap card. You can only use the first and second effect of this card's name once per turn each. Apply these effects in sequence based on the number of Ice Barrier Synchro monsters with a different name you control. One or more, banish one card your opponent controls. 2 or more, banish one card in your opponent's graveyard. 3 or more, banish one random card from your opponent's hand. The second effect, while your opponent activates a card or effect that targets an Ice Barrier Synchro monster or monsters you control, you can banish this card from your graveyard and negate that effect. Then, reprints of the following cards. Spellbreaker of the Ice Barrier, Dance Princess of Ice Barrier, Daishojo of the Ice Barrier, Duke Frog, Ronin Totem, Salvage, Vanity's Emptiness, and DeLorean, the Tiger King of the Ice Barrier with errata. This errata now clarifies that you can only use the card's name once per turn. The card has been changed to prevent the infinite loop. Alright, then more reprints. Heavy Storm Duster, the reprint of Fiendish Chain, the reprint of iconic cards Appointer of the Red Lotus, Crackdown, and Shell Shocker. Reprint in OCG of Crossout Designator with a reprint of Silent Angler. Yes, I know, right, guys? Oh my god, they're reprinting Silent Angler? Oh my god, that's so crazy. We know the real big shock here, and that's the reprint of Crossout Designator. So, I'm still giving this structure deck a C. Kind of about to be a D in a minute because this, guys, I'm going to be 100% straight honest with you. When it comes to an archetype, you try to find its cohesiveness. The problem with the ice barriers is that they don't exactly know what they want to do themselves. Here, on one hand, you have a lot of the really cool effects of ice barriers when there are multiple of them on the board. Some of them say if you have another ice barrier in the field, you get an anti-spell fragrance, you get a cyber dragon, you get a variation of was it the dark door. You got a lot of really cool effects, but you need multiple ice barriers on the field. That can be utilized very well, I might add. But you have to have those multiple ice barriers. Sometimes, let's see, because with the last couple of reprints, we did have Medallion of the Ice Barrier and we had Triangle, the Ice Barrier. Magical Triangle of the Ice Barrier. I think it was Triangle of the Ice Barrier. But it. I'm sorry, guys. This is Ice Barrier fans, in the comment section, can you please explain to me what exactly, besides your really amazing synchro monsters, can your deck do that Konami is seeming to help you out with? Because I get the search, I get the protection, and I get the massive summons. You're getting new cards to this archetype because they have a lot of level 5 or higher monsters that, do require that additional assistance. Thing is, you're also giving assistance to the extra deck, and don't you kind of not want a lot of monsters? Yeah, that's what really throws me off. Is actually, let's take a look at this. Let's go back to this card. Let's go back to Pulse of Trishula, which it confuses me because of the fact that when you look at this card is only revolving around the synchro monsters, not the ice barriers overall. Just the ice barrier synchro monsters. They don't have many tuners as far as I remember. A lot of them still need multiple monsters to make their synchro summon. And then on top of that, you're giving them this card that only really focuses on the synchro monsters. Now, to be very honest, I think this is kind of stupid. I do like the secondary effect, but the first effect really only relies on it acting like a Trishula, but then you need multiple monsters to do the Trishula type effect. And that there is what drags this down. I do think, and I will give them props for the continuous spell, because I think it's really good. You can combine it with Magical Triangle, you can combine it with Medallion. I know there's an ice barrier too with some special summons. I think it's medium of the ice barrier. She has a special summon. I think some of the little ones have a special summon. So you have a bit of the cohesive for the special summon, but then it's like you don't have that many tuners, so you're going to rely on water tuners to at least help you speed up the process. And at that point, that's not bad, but you also do have to remember you're going to need spaces for it. And it's just, to me, it seems very just redheaded redheaded stepchild. It feels like it's just being an abused redheaded stepchild. And I think at this point you see it because it looks like they just want to go ahead and say, we're ready for the cyber style. And here's the ice barrier structure that you guys voted for. Like, I honestly think if they didn't vote, if the votes for cyber style weren't where they were, I honestly think it would be ice barrier and Gusto getting the structure decks. And then they wouldn't really care too much about Cyber Dragon. But here's the thing, they would have pulled what they did the last time. Give you your structure deck for Shadal. Give you their second winner, which I think was it the Sacred Beast? Yeah, it was the Sacred Beast. And then give you the Charmers just out of spite. I think they will give us Gusto. I think Gusto will get a structure deck. Just to say, hey, we kind of forgot about Gusto. But we didn't, so here's Gusto. And looking at a lot of this, there needs to be so much more water support to be very cohesive to itself that it will stand. It's nice for the reprints. I will say that. Reprints of Dude Frog, reprint of Rodent Tongue, reprint of Salvage. I don't know if Emptiness is going to come to the TCG. I don't know if TCG is ready to unban Emptiness. But a reprint of Emptiness nonetheless, because they have reprinted some banned cards and put into sets and structure decks and still Lawrence. There was a need to reprint the Lauren. I don't think the Lauren's loop was still viable, but someone still felt it was a threat, so they did rework. They did change their rata. You know, kind of similar to Goyo, how Goyo needs an Earth monster, and bam, here's the Lauren saying you can only use a spec once per turn. The reprint of Heavy Storm Duster and Phoenix Chain is kind of really stupid because here in the TCG we got was a Dual Devastators, which had reprints of both Phoenix Chain and Heavy Storm Duster. Crackdown and not in a Pointer of the Red Lotus are some really good reprints. Because for those decks that do want to play them, I do know Pointer of the Red Lotus hasn't been reprinted since Stardust Overdrive, where it was first released. I don't know too much about Crackdown's price range. I don't know if Crackdown is like an issue of needing a reprint. But that'd be really cool. Spike it, you know, kind of like Dark Ruler No More. Then we go on to the last reprint. Inside of the Angler, which it's water. I think that's the only reason why it's here. The TCG has not gotten Crossout Designator, and I think that this card will not appear. Okay, I'm not gonna say it isn't, but high chance that it won't appear in the TCG in the structure deck. According to what we did, I did go over the video for the TCG's release of Blazing Vortex. Crossout Designator is going to be in the TCG version as an OG import. I think it'd be kind of rushed to then give you a common version of this or a reprinted version of it after the core set gets it. But this is Konami, and I'm pretty sure they do it just so they can spark up the sales of this. Just because I personally don't think this will sell. I think it will do kind of similar to how bad the Spirit Charmer structure deck did. And we know the TCG is going to butcher the living hell out of it. And I just want to say to all of you Ice Barrier players, all you Ice Barrier fans, I feel so bad for you guys because you guys did not deserve this treatment. Kind of similar to how I feel bad for the Charmer fans, the fans of the Charmers and Familiar Possessed. You guys did not deserve what Konami is doing to your archetypes. They could have done so much better. There could have been so much more cohesiveness. There could have been a lot more cards that could have helped in terms of combos or in terms of keeping up with a lot of things going down. If anything, take a lot of the effects of the Ice Barriers and make it very anti-meta. Make Ice Barriers a anti-meta style type of water deck. And I mean, it could possibly and potentially work. And especially considering the fact of how a lot of the other Ice Barrier cards interact with each other by having those other additional ones on the field. You got some good searches. You got a lot of good utility. Just the cohesiveness, in my opinion, doesn't seem very solid. And I would like to see that be solid. If anything, this just looks like a regular water beatdown, which can be variable. So, you know, take my information and my opinion of it as you will. And I honestly just hope in the future maybe you guys will get something that will do more of a tie-in to where it can appeal to more players to where this can actually sell. Or if anything, the reprints help sell it, because some of the structure deck reprints can help sell the structure deck. You know, time has set that. So, I'm going to wrap up the video here. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, and please, in the comment section, let me know what you guys feel about the Structure Deck's new releases. Announcements now. And what do you think about the TCG's version of this? So let me know in the comments section. Hit me up on social media. I leave the links to that in the description box below. And hit the notification bell so you guys can be informed of when I do upload more content. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will catch you all next time. HPJ, signing out. Take care.